to the Ring Generals podcast. I am Aaron Rose alongside Andy Scott, and our guest today, he is an NWF Tag Team Champion, Hollywood, Adam Swayze. Adam, how are you, sir?
I am wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Doing great here. How about you, Andy?
I'm doing pretty good. How many tag team belts do you have currently?
Currently three. I hold all three with my tag team partner, my co-star, my best friend, Rex. We hold the NWF Tag Team Championships. We hold the New South Heavyweight Tag Team Championships, and then we hold the New South Upstart Tag Team Championships as well.
When you come to the ring sometime, you need to get one of those little red wagons. You just pull them.
Yeah. Yeah, hold all the gold in that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big show on tap for you here for Ring Generals. Of course, as we get going, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Grindhouse Pro Wrestling. Of course, they had their big Rumble event this past Sunday, and Berto walking out as the Rumble champion. He'll go on to take on Clayton Cannon next month at the next Grindhouse event. And of course, we want to give a big shout out to our Ring Generals champion, Damian Chambers. And Swayze, have you ever shared the ring with Damian?
I don't believe I have. No, not one-on-one. I don't think in a tag either. Clearly not. He's still walking, so clearly we haven't shared a ring together.
Those are fighting words already.
He's going to be at the NWF show this Saturday. He's going to we worked out a deal with Roger about, at least they're going to announce our podcast to the crowd, so he'll be there Saturday.
Okay. Well, if I still have any energy left after me and Rex take on Nasty Russ in DC and beat them, obviously, Damian Chambers could step up.
Well, Adam, let's get into it here. Of course, we want to talk about Roger Ruffin. We want to talk about the NWF, because the NWF, that Bone Crushers, that's where you cut your teeth, and you got into the wrestling business that way. And I've watched you grow as a wrestler myself. I'm not trying to put age on myself here, but I've watched you from when you were a rookie up to what you're doing now. Talk about Bone Crushers, talk about Roger Ruffin, and talk about those who brought you up in the wrestling business.
Roger Ruffin, he's the man. I mean, he is. Roger's been doing this. I think he just surpassed 40 years in wrestling, like in the wrestling business, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. And I mean, he's even 40 years to the day, he still gets it. Like, he still understands everything you need to do to be successful. He understands how to portray yourself in the ring, how to portray yourself not even in the ring, but backstage, and showing up to shows and everything. I mean, and that's also what you learn at Bone Crushers. You learn the right way how to be a professional wrestler. Like, it's and I'm not trying to discredit it at all. It's not a beautiful place, but that's home.
No.
Like, it's run down, but that's where you make it. And even in that small little building, there's so many special moments that happen. Like, I became a Grand Slam champion in that building. I won my fourth and final title not final title, but the only title I hadn't held in the NWF. I won it there at Bone Crushers, which, now that I'm saying it out loud, kind of makes it a little sweeter, because that's where I came up. Like, that's where I trained, that's all the hard work was right there. So yeah, that's the place to be.
Aaron, have you ever been there?
I haven't been to the new Bone Crushers, but I've stepped foot in the old Bone Crushers.
Oh, there's an older one. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Now you cut your teeth in the old Bone Crushers, right, Adam?
Yes, I was one of the last classes to really be trained at the old Bone Crushers.
Yeah.
I don't think I had debuted yet. I never wrestled in that building, but I used to train in that one.
Right.
So, yeah.
And from what I remember, and from a whole bunch of wrestlers that I've known throughout the day, one specifically comes to mind is Austin Medler, because he's like one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Medler always said that ring was rock hard, and
Yeah.
you really earned your bumps whenever whenever you were wrestling and you were training in that ring, and you really became a tougher competitor coming out of that.
Yeah. And it's the same exact ring.
Oh, okay. So it's
Hurts.
just a little fancier now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's still the exact same ring.
Well, Adam, tell us about your first match in front of people. How did that go? Do you remember it, or were you
My
your stomach
first match, in front of people, was it was just a little, I guess you would say a tryout match, maybe. I've been training for maybe 9, 10 months. In wrestling, you can potentially deal with a lot of unreliable people. I don't know if that's the truth. I don't know if that's, that what happened and that's why, my name was drawn that night or whatever. But yeah, so I was still doing security and everything. Roger came up to me and he's like, "Go downstairs," and that's the famous words. When you hear that, you're like, "Uh-oh, something's going on." And so I went downstairs and it just said Adam versus Jay Donaldson. And
Oh, wow.
Jay Donaldson is he's one of the guys that trained me. And he no longer wrestles. He's since retired. But I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. The second I walked down, I was like, thank God it's Jay. And then I was like, oh no, it's Jay. So, yeah. And it was I don't remember really hardly much from the match. I remember being scared, nervous, happy at the same time. Like a whole bag of emotions was going on. But the I remember I made my entrance first and I was standing in the ring and I was just standing there, deer in the headlights. I had no idea what was going on. And Jay's music hit, and someone from the crowd, I remember hearing them say, he's wrestling Jay. And in my head, I went, yeah, I am. And then there we go. And then I was not used again until maybe like, I want to say I was probably like 12, a full year into training, maybe a little over a year into training, which nobody told me anything. I came down there. Jay said, good job. Roger said, good job. And I was like, I got it made. That's it, and then nothing happened. Like I was still showing up to training. I was still doing all of that and nothing at all came from it. And then, yeah, a couple months later, Jordan Clearwater, who's a part of the NWA now. We were getting ready for another Bone Crusher show, and he walked up to me and he's like, "Your name's on the board." And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why? Well, why?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "You're wrestling." Like at the time, he was in a tag team with David Tyler, and he's like, "It says Jordan Clearwater, David Tyler versus you and Lexus." And I was Lexus Montez, and I was like, why? I was just again nervous because Jordan, David, and Lexus, those are other guys that like I came up with. Like Rex has put it best where when you train, it's kind of like high school. Like there's the freshmen, there's the sophomores, there's the juniors and the seniors. And I kind of like, everybody's in their own little group of friends and people who come up with them and everything else. And I felt like I was kind of an in-betweener of like, you had people like Star Rider and Joshua and me that all started around the same time, but we were so close with Jordan and David and Lexus that like we kind of all morphed into just this one group. So, but yeah, that's a long explanation of how my first and second match came about. So,
Well, that's one more question, Aaron, and
Yeah.
I'll let you take it. when did you buy your first pair of wrestling boots? Before you went in the ring? Well, obviously, but how did that work?
Um, so some people are gonna get mad at this story, but that's okay. So I actually bought my first pair. I can't believe that I'm telling this story on a recorded podcast right now. Um, I was maybe it had been my second day of training. And a lot of people when they first start training, they walk into the doors and they know everything. They know everything about wrestling. You cannot, you're not going to change their mind. And so I walked in there and I was like, this, I already know what to do, like I'm better than everybody, not that mentality, but like I've been watching wrestling since I was, 5 years old or whatever. These guys don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And after day one, I realized I don't know anything at all. And then, so I bought just little like boxing boots essentially off from Amazon. They were like $60 or whatever, blue and white. Show up the next day at training and I've got them on and I don't know anybody. Everybody's still, these are all strangers to me. They don't know me. I don't know them. And they're all just kind of looking at me. And I was like, uh-oh. And in my head, I was like, in my head, I was telling myself that it was other things. It was the shirt I was wearing. It was the shorts I was wearing. Oh, well, I don't have knee pads on, so maybe it's that. It wasn't the boots, not the boots at all. And David Tyler, he walked up to me, and he went, "Did Roger tell you to get?" Or no, no, no. I'm sorry. Lord Crew walked up to me, and he's like, "Did Roger tell you to get those?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, just as a heads up, if you ever want to do something like that, like just get black. That way it's a neutral color. So, because you never know what Roger's going to have you do. And so black matches everything.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. Like, sorry, whatever. David Tyler walked up to me, put his hands on his hips, looked at my boots, looked back up at me, looked back at my boots, and shook his head and walked away. And I was like, I'm never wearing these ever again. And I never wore them again.
Do you still have them?
No.
Okay.
I do not. I came home that day, put them in my closet, never saw them again.
They're in the
until
NWF museum.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and in all honesty, at the time, day of, I was 100%. I was like, those guys don't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And now I think back to it and I'm like, why did I do that? I'm like, they knew it. Like, why did someone not just walk up and go, hey, take them off? You look dumb, take them off. Like, but yeah, no, it's all good now.
Well, let's talk about a lot of this conversation right now is all about the origins of Adam Swayze and you starting out in the wrestling business. How did the Adam Swayze gimmick come up? Was that a Roger Ruffin thing? Was that something that you were working on, or
No. So I have no idea. The story I was told was that one day at training, so at the time the trainers were Roger, Jay, and Titan.
okay?
And I don't know if maybe like the three of them got there early or whatever. I was not a part of the conversation, obviously. And I guess Roger had a list of names of like actors' last names on a piece of paper. And he was like, I don't know which one sounds better. And like, like Holland was on there, Swayze, obviously, just different actors' last names. And he's like, I don't know which one sounds better. And eventually, I guess 2/3 won, or maybe all three voted, but Swayze won. And so the tag team match with Jordan and David and me and Lexus, it just said Adam. And so on the card. So I just went down there thinking I'm just a body that needs, somebody called off or something. I'm just someone that needs to fill in. and Jay walked up to me. He was like, Hollywood Adam Swayze. He's like, and that's it.
I love it.
And then I was like, okay. And in my head, I was like, I don't know what like, is that my name? Like, what are you talking about? Didn't ask any questions, nothing like that. And then uh Roger, after that match, Roger wanted me to find like a silk shirt or something,
Mhm.
like something shiny. Part of me didn't really know what he was talking about. And I was trying to find stuff, couldn't. He gave me a whole week to find it. Couldn't really find anything, nothing that I also personally liked. Um, Went to Kohl's Saturday morning because I was like, I gotta find something. He is
Right.
expecting me to have something in my hand when I walk in there. And I walk into Kohl's and I'm just looking around and like a guiding light, pink blazer. I was like, let's do it. So I grabbed that, walked into Bone Crushers. I was like, I don't have the shirt, but I have this. And he was like, well, it'll do for now. And then that stuck with me. So
That pink blazer became iconic with your character. It really
yeah,
did.
yeah. It like I said, it was a message from God. So
so so that's the beginning of Adam Swayze. So who are Adam Swayze's best matches? Your favorite matches that you've had going throughout your career? I'm not saying you need to list all kinds of them. Give me two or three that just really stand out to you.
well, first and foremost, any match with I hate the guy, but any match with Star Rider.
Yeah.
Me and him came up together almost, I mean, pretty much at the same time. So I
Right.
mean, that is my greatest rival
Mm-hmm.
is Star Rider. Specifically, I believe it was after FanFest 13 when he won the heavyweight title off from me in the triple threat.
Right.
The following Covington, I had my rematch and I came back and I was like, I think that was probably the best match I've ever had.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to Ludlow, Kentucky. And I had a match where I lost the unified title against Beck Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
And I still believe that that's probably my best match that I've ever had. Everything clicked that night.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Even I remember him pinning me. I don't know if he heard me. I don't know if he remembers or anything like that, but he pinned me and I just told him, I was like, just listen, 1, 2, 3, and that place exploded. And
That's awesome.
that tells me that I did my job. I did my job correctly and he did his
Yep.
job correctly. So
Definitely.
I've got a follow up there. You said the unified title. I've been watching NWF for 3 or 4 months now. What two titles were unified to come up with the unified title?
um I should know this. I believe it was the light heavyweight, and I should know it, and I don't.
You're gonna
The
make me
light,
think.
the light
Oh,
heavyweight. Yeah, this was also before my time when
Oh,
they
well, I mean,
they did that.
so
this
there
was
was
before
two
my
titles.
time too. You
Uh,
know who could probably tell us? It would be Bobby Blade.
yeah.
He probably would have been able to tell us.
No,
It
speaking of
was
the gimmick you got, it could have been a lot worse.
it was the light heavyweight title and the Bone Crushers title.
Oh,
That's what it
okay.
was.
Okay, cool.
But you could have been called, Adam Hopper, call 1-800-plumber or something like that. I mean,
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I remember. Um, we never, thank God, it never went through. But Roger walked up to me once and he just looked at me and he said, "Hey, Lance," and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "What about Lance Swayze?" And I was like, "No."
You shot that one down.
Yeah, I was like, no.
He shot that one down hard.
Yeah, and yeah, thank God it never came about. I mean, I'll do it, but I wouldn't
Well,
like it.
let's jump around a little bit. Let's talk about everything going on currently. I'm going to open it up like this. I've never seen you be more hated and more loved all at the same time in my life. The reason why I say that, you and I, we work for New South Wrestling, and the minute your all's music hits, you and Rex, the people groan, they boo, they hate because they know they're getting ready to see, the champions come out, and they're just like, they're wanting, who's going to be the team to dethrone them.
No one.
You go up to, hey, I'm not saying anything. You go up to NWF, and you all are universally loved up there. And it's just a matter of what between those two buildings, probably 90 miles or so. You know, it's just a matter of about 90 miles, and it's two different dynamics. Talk to me about those different dynamics. Which feels better to you?
And one quick thing, I'm sorry, one quick thing, it's pretty much the same gimmick.
Yeah, yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What feels better to me, I don't know. I gotta say, probably being hated. It comes off just a lot easier.
Right.
But I'm also the guy that enjoys challenges. So I enjoy, figuring out different ways to interact with people, to not just, I mean, obviously make them be seen and make them feel, genuine, but also like developing real connections with people,
Right.
But I mean, all the credit in the world goes to Rex. 1,000,000%. I mean, he can be absolutely hated because I can run my mouth and you're not going to be able to go through him. He is a legit 6'8", 430-pound absolute monster.
Yeah.
You're not going to get through him. And you got to get through him to get me to shut up.
Right.
But at that same time, he is genuinely one of the most down-to-earth, just absolute awesome dudes that if you can just sit down and talk to for 30 minutes, you'll walk away and you'll be like, that's one of the best humans I've ever met.
Mhm.
Like he's one of those guys that can talk about anything to anyone. He's one of those guys that, he just enjoys and loves people. And so
Oh yeah.
and he's so absolutely charismatic. I mean, like at NWF, the Rex you see, that's him 24/7. And until he's got to flip the switch and be the dirty bad guy, he is just having fun and just loving life 24/7.
I've witnessed that, by the way, but
Yeah.
100%. It's just completely different, and I love it. Love every minute of it.
How did you guys get to be a tag team?
Another funny story.
I'm on a roll.
So me and Joshua, back when we were training, we would sometimes go to the gym together. And there was a training that I was not at for whatever reason. And I saw Josh at the gym and he walked up and he was like, your twin came in and started training. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, some like really big guy. And in my head, I was just like, cool, whatever. And then I saw him, I was kind of like, hey, how's it going? I'm Adam, that's it. And then eventually one day, me and him we're doing jumping jacks at training next to each other. And Titan walks over and looks at Rex, looks at me, and looks back at Rex and goes, cut your hair like him, and then walked away. And right away, I knew what they were doing. And yeah, and then we at the time I had Gideon Weinstein, my agent. He's still my agent, but he just doesn't come around anymore. But he, we were looking for the guy. I had the tri-state title. I'm not trying to be braggadocious or anything, but we had some steam rolling. And yeah, and Rex came in as the big third man, and the rest is history. That's it. And well, like I said, I mean, he's just one of the most genuine, awesome dudes around. So I mean, just naturally, him becoming one of my best friends, it's going to be a natural thing that happens. So
And not to mention, I'm going to let people in on this little nugget that you mentioned to me at the last NWF show. That shirt you're wearing was designed by Rex
yes,
himself.
yep. Fun fact: almost every single Box Office Blondes T-shirt that we have has been hand drawn by Rex. So
That's just
yeah,
awesome.
again, just all around awesome dude. He's super talented. Everything he does, I mean, like legit, he really cares about it. So yeah.
So, can you believe we're almost running out of time already, guys?
That's
But
because my stories take a long time.
and it's engaging. It's an engaging story. So I want to talk about what is next for Adam Swayze. What's next for the Box Office Blondes? What's your plans for 2024? We're still early in the year.
Yeah, we're still very early in the year, but I mean, Rex would tell me all the time in every car ride, no matter what, no matter if we had one of the best nights of our lives or one of the worst nights of our lives, he's like, next year's our year, man. Next year's our year. So I mean, it's gonna be our year. If it's not mine, it's gonna be his. If it's not his, it's gonna be mine. But some way or another, the Box Office Blondes are gonna make the 2024 the year of the blondes.
I love it. I love it. Adam or Andy, I was getting ready to call you Adam. Andy, there's too many A's here. Aaron, Andy, and Adam. Andy, what you got for us, man?
All right, we're gonna do a little trivia, a little WWE trivia here. Let me
Ooh.
share my screen. Trivia here. I think there's 30 questions.
Oh gosh.
We'll run through these pretty quick, though. They're not that difficult. All right. So if Aaron, you want to do every other one, we'll do it that way. Okay.
All right.
Question one: which superstar's entrance music contains the lyrics "They broke the mold when they made me"?
Hmm. Sounds like Shawn Michaels.
All right, Mr. Adam, you're the star of the show.
I'm gonna say Dolph Ziggler.
All right. You would be correct. It is.
Oh,
All
dang it.
right. Which of the following championships has John Cena never held? The Intercontinental, U.S., WWE Tag Team Championships, or the WWE World Tag Team Championships?
Intercontinental.
Adam?
Let's go World Tag Team Championships.
The Intercontinental
Hey,
would be the one. Good job.
you can agree with me every once in a while,
Well, this whole time I was like, Cena's held all of them, hasn't he?
Seems like it. All right. Edge and Christian's famous 5-second poses were, according to them, for the benefit of those with
Flash photography.
Is that our final answer, gentlemen?
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Something you don't see anymore.
True.
No.
You don't see people at concerts with cigarette lighters. They do their phones now, but not
cigarettes.
Right. All right. True or false? At 25 years, 1 month, 13 days old, Yokozuna became the youngest WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
Ooh, Swayze, I'm gonna let you go first on that one.
I'm gonna say false.
That's what I'm feeling.
Oh, that is
Nice.
Brock Lesnar. I can't do the Heyman thing, but which former member of the Shield is the only one to have held the Intercontinental Championship?
Ambrose.
All right, that sounds like a winner to me. All right, which superstar was the first to hold the Divas Championship in 2008?
Oh, Nikki, maybe?
I'm gonna say Maurice.
All right. Ooh.
Oh,
wow.
you're both wrong.
All right. Which superstar did Shawn Michaels not partner with to capture the WWE World Tag Team Championship? Diesel, John Cena, Marty Jannetty, and Triple H.
Cena.
This is kind of a trick question, guys. I'm going to give you a heads up.
Wait.
Yeah.
It could be Jannetty.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Marty Jannetty.
And you would be correct.
Yeah,
Well,
because they were
technically-
like the only uncrowned tag team champions, that people thought should have always had the titles at some point.
Well,
Well,
didn't they? Didn't isn't the story like they did win it, but like it was at a house show, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
ended up not using the footage,
Right. And
something
then
like
the
that.
title, and then the title went back on to whoever had it at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember back then it had like Andre and Haku or Demolition or the Heart Foundation. I don't see these two guys taking out Demolition. Just
no,
Just not at that point.
WrestleMania 20, Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar with the superstar acting as which superstar acting? Well, wait a minute. With this superstar acting as special guest referee, if I can get untongue tied.
That was Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
All right, very good. Which superstar said the following? I am not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, but I am damn sure the toughest. Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Jamie Noble, or Rey Mysterio?
Sounds like that'd be a Daniel Bryan quote.
Yeah, let's go Daniel Bryan.
All right. Now, Adam, you can't just
Hey.
piggyback. All right, true or false? Chris Jericho holds the record for the longest Intercontinental title reign at 454 days.
False.
Yeah, false. Currently false.
Yeah.
I think this
Not
is,
anymore.
yeah, not anymore. It's not the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. It's the Gunther, I think.
It's Gunta.
Gunther. The longest women's championship reign lasted at an astounding 10,170 days and belongs to which WWE Hall of Famer? Alundra Blaze, Fabulous Moolah, Mae Young, or Wendy Richter?
Moolah.
Yeah, Moolah.
A Fabulous Moolah. And what a looker she is. So, Adam, if you're in the market, if she was still around, I think, you could hit on that.
Yeah, I mean, if she dyed her hair blonde, we could talk.
All right. Which of the following superstars is not billed as being from parts unknown? Boogeyman, Berserker, Giant Gonzalez, or Kane?
Shoot.
I'm gonna say Boogeyman.
Yeah, I think so.
Did any one of you ever had the displeasure of seeing the Berserker?
Yeah. When I was at Rep Arena a few times.
Oh, okay. For the
Yeah.
early 90s, I guess.
Yeah. I'm touching on 40 here, so yeah.
I got you beat, so don't worry. It is the All right. One of the following superstar, who is not the former NXT champion, Big E, Bo Dallas, Neville, or Tyler Breeze?
That would be Breeze.
Yep, Tyler Breeze.
Very good. True or false? Santino Marella debuted in Milan, Italy, where he defeated Umaga to win the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep, that's true.
True.
Very good.
I remember that place going haywire because he had the help of Lashley.
The little snake thing. What was the result of the first ever WrestleMania match in 1985? Andre defeated Big John Studd. Bundy defeated Special Delivery. JYD took out Greg Valentine, or Tito Santana defeated the Executioner.
I think it was Tito Santana beating the Executioner.
Yeah.
If not that, it might have been King Kong Bundy and Special Delivery Jones.
We're going with D as our number one answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hey.
Nice.
It's a wrestling historian going here. Complete the following sentence. I'm the Miz and I'm
adequate. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about his love life. All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Which superstar won the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match in 2005? CM Punk, Edge, Kane, or Rob Van Dam?
That was Edge.
All right. Very good. Which superstar did Stone Cold Steve Austin defeat in the 1996 King of the Ring tournament before quoting Austin 316?
Jake the Snake.
Okay. Yep. Jake Roberts.
Very good. Which of the following superstars has not won the Intercontinental Championship at least 5 times? Boy, is this a trick question.
Ooh. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
say
go for it.
Jeff Hardy.
That's what I was feeling.
All right. Very good.
Nice.
Nice. Air 5, Swayze.
True or false, Rock won the WWE World Tag Team Championship pairing with The Undertaker.
False.
False, I think.
True.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Dang. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I wasn't watching, so
Which WWE Hall of Famer was the first ever Intercontinental Champion in 1975? Don't say anything, Aaron, because I know you know the answer.
yeah,
Let Mr.
that's
Swayze
Pat
pick.
Patterson.
Pat Patterson, very good. How many WrestleMania events have taken place outside of the United States?
I believe just one.
2.
Two.
Two, but the same city.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So real quick, I'm going to interrupt just real quick. Fun story about that second time that they were at the dome. I was on a band trip when they were getting set up for WrestleMania 8 or X8, and we had a tour scheduled. Unfortunately, it was closed off because they're getting stuff ready for WrestleMania. But they at the last second decided to let us in and see the pyro test.
Really?
Yeah, I was a junior in high school when all that went down, because that's 2002. And yeah, that was one of the coolest experiences ever. There's like last second, hey, they're like, earplugs if you want them, we're going to test the pyro. And we were like, yeah.
Very nice. At which pay-per-view event did Chris Jericho become the first undisputed champion? No Way Out 2001, Unforgiven 2001, Vengeance 2001, or WrestleMania 17? And I'm thinking this happened in 2001, no matter what.
Right. I think I know, but Swayze, what do you got?
I'm gonna say No Way Out 2001.
I'm going Unforgiven 2001.
Oh, wow.
Dang it.
Well, Aaron, you're definitely unforgiven for missing that. Complete Ric Flair's famous catchphrase: "To be the man, you got to beat
the man."
The man.
True or false? Shawn Michaels holds the record for the longest time in the Royal Rumble match with 1 hour, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, set in 2006.
False.
I think that's been broken recently. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Ray won that one.
Yeah. What was 06? That was that 22 that year?
Yeah.
So yeah, that belonged to Mysterio in 06. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
I remember I watched Flair in the 92 Rumble, the best one ever, in my opinion, but they shouldn't let his record be broke, but I digress. At WWE TLC 2013, the World Heavyweight title and WWE title were unified, with this superstar becoming the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion: Batista, John Cena, Mark Henry, or Randy Orton.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that is D, Randy Orton.
I think he's right.
All right.
Yeah.
I know that because I was in high school at the time, and I was so worried about missing that pay-per-view that I found a illegal stream of it and made sure to watch that one match.
Well, guys, back in the day, I'm old enough to remember when they had pay-per-views. If you didn't get the pay-per-view, you couldn't find out what happened until the next night. And it wasn't Raw, it was WWF prime time.
Yep.
They would wait 20 minutes before they would even tell you.
Uh-huh.
All right. Which superstar won the inaugural Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30? Baron Corbin, Big Show, Cesaro, or none of the above?
That's C, Cesaro.
Yeah, I think so.
There we go.
Yeah. Baron Corbin won it the next year, I believe.
Okay. We're down to 3 little questions. The Honky Tonk Man lost his Intercontinental Championship to the Ultimate Warrior at SummerSlam 1988, but was originally scheduled to face which superstar? Big Boss Man, Brutus Beefcake, Junkyard Dog, or Rick Rude?
I think that was Brutus.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with Brutus.
All right, very good. True or false, legendary manager Bobby the Brain Heenan once fought the Red Rooster in a match at WrestleMania 5.
False.
Yeah, he wasn't wrestling much back then. I could be wrong, but I think it's false.
Nope.
Oh, the Red Rooster. Duh. Yeah. No. Yeah. I was thinking.
I
of
don't
the
remember
other.
that match for the life of me. I do not remember it all.
Adam, what do you think about a hairstyle change?
No, not that.
Halloween event. You got to do it for a Halloween event.
All right, guys, you've done a great job so far. We're at our last question. Which superstar enjoyed the longest single reign with the Divas Championship at 301 days? AJ Lee, Beth Phoenix, is that Marcy?
Maurice.
Maurice, or Nikki Bella?
I'm gonna say Beth Phoenix.
I'm debating between Beth and AJ. Let's go Beth. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, then.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here. We've had a very good conversation with you, Adam. I'll see you probably Saturday at the NWF show. What you got going on, Aaron?
I will be ring announcing for Gen X Pro Wrestling in Cynthiana, Kentucky. I think the way that one's looking to be, it's going to be the main event's going to be Josh Alexander versus Brandon Taggart. So that'll be a fun one to call.
All right, Adam. Thanks for being on, man. What do you got coming up?
I have this Saturday hits in Covington, Kentucky. Hits indoor baseball park in Covington, Kentucky. It's me and Rex. We're defending our tag team titles against Nasty Russ and DC. Both Russ and DC have held the heavyweight title. DC actually beat Rex for the heavyweight title. I hired DC to beat Rex for the heavyweight title. It's going to be probably one of our toughest matches, but I'm very confident we're still going to walk out with the titles. So
I'll be the guy with the DC t-shirt on booing.
Well, lucky for you, we will have these sweet box office blonde shirts at the merch table for only $20. So,
okay. Well, see, I'm not a fan of Skyline Chili, though. I don't know if I could go along with it.
Oh.
Well, now I regret doing this in general, but okay.
Well, hey, I mean, what about me, though? I mean, you know.
Okay. All right.
By the way, I still need to get one of those shirts.
Whenever we have another New South show, we'll have them there. So
yes, all right.
All
I'll wear it to the ring.
It's been a lot of fun, guys, and everybody out there listening on the podcast. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We've always got new things coming out. We try to do 2 a week. We're getting more into the NWF stuff, our fellas. So we'll see you around, and everybody have a good night.